Hello everyone, welcome to another My 2015 tutorial. This one is about the decorative box. It's part of the book for Introduction to My 2015. So far we've modeled the box and we just need to texture it. And to do so, we are going to need to first attach the texture to this so we can kind of see the texture being applied to the model as we're kind of going forward. So first I'm going to go ahead and create a shader just for this box. And then after that, I will jump into the UV texture editor and kind of get going on texturing this guy. So create myself a new Lambert, assign my new Lambert to this guy here. I'm going to go to attribute editor here and go to colors, file. Now I just have to find where that texture is. There we go. Alright, and it's just slapped on there. It's not laid out yet, but the texture is on there. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create the UVs for it. So I'll select the piece of geometry here, go to polygons, go to create UVs, automatic mapping. So we get this projection going on that will map out our box. Now sometimes this automatic mapping projection is a little too big or a little too small. You can adjust the projection with this this tool here. I can go to this 4 panel here and zoom out a little bit and adjust the scale on it to where the projection is more or less fitting the box. Do the same thing from this side. And the top is, looks like it's okay, but there we go. Alright, so that should give us a better actual mapping. Let's go and jump into the UV texture editor. Now we can actually see what we're working with. So I'll use this little icon here that'll get me to a split view. I can go to like the panels and go to a 2-layered panel, but this is just so much faster. So go to panels, go to panel, UV texture editor. Ends up doing the same job. Okay. So I need to get all these UVs here off of the image here, because right now they're kind of blocking what I'm working with. So I'm going to turn the shells onto blue color so I can see the actual pieces of the puzzle. So I'll turn this icon on here. They'll turn blue. Now I need to go to UV mode, and I'll just select all these guys here. Marquee box, left mouse button, drag, and I'll just translate them over into this quadrant on the left here. Okay, that's looking good. Now I just need to start positioning these guys in here. So the first thing we'll start with is just the top of the box. So I'll just grab this guy here, hold down left, hold down Control, right mouse button to shell, and I'll just drag this guy over here. And if I look over the top here, I can see that it's positioned on there, not quite centered, but there we go. Now the stuff is on the side here, because I can look at mine and see that there's these side parts at the top that I also want included on here. And the best way to do that is just to not attach them to the side over here, but attach them over to the top part of the texture. So I'm going to go to Edge. I'm going to select all my geometry here, and for this island anyways. And I'm going to use this tool right here. It's called Move and Stitch, and that will make it to where the side pieces will stitch into this top piece, and they'll just move right on over to it. So there we go, and they're all attached. Now if you notice they kind of flare out on the side here, seems like that doesn't really matter if you look at the top of it. Still looks fairly seamless. You could stitch these together and maybe get a little bit better refinement, but so far from what I've seen, it doesn't really matter. If anything, you end up with stretching when you do that. So I'm just going to scale this down a little bit. There we go. Yep. So if I wanted to try and do further refinement, I can go to Edge, And then if you look over here, I can go to stitch or move and sew, and it closes it up. That could be like the extra mile you guys go. But you don't really have to. This makes it to where it's seamless going around the top of the box. Just looks good. Okay. Alright, so now let's address the side panels here. So first one I'm going to look at is this guy right here. Shell. Let's grab this one here. And this one, you can tell from like this little wedge here that this is a side panel of the box. So I'm going to move it over here where I can see there's a little wedge here. And I'm going to rotate it. Let's see if we use this tool here. Just rotate it 90 degrees. There we go. That's close enough. Now I'll scale it. And let's translate it down, make it to where it fits in there. Let's make sure we're looking at this guy all the way. That's good. Alright. I do need to bring this guy here up a little bit, so let's go to UV here. And we'll just translate it up. Oops, I missed a piece. There we go. Alright. This is like pretty much you just repeat the same thing, kind of going all the way around the box. You can overlap these textures, that's totally fine. You don't have to have them right on top of each other. But let's see here. My version of mine is causing my computer to start to chug. It's an older computer, so forgive me, I'm getting a little bit of lag going on here. You see this part here is part of the back. Okay. There we go. According to the picture, it looks okay, so I'm going to stay with that. That's good. So it is also good to note that some of these pieces we can just take and stick into the gray. Like the bottom of this box, there's no actual texture for, so I'm going to grab all that and actually just stick it in this gray area. Also, like the bottom of the feet, we don't need to worry about that. So I'll just go shell, select this guy here, go scale mode, and make it really small. Just kind of stick it over in the gray area over here. Same thing with, like, you know, inside the box, there's where we made those the indentation where the box wedges in from the lid. That can also just be turned to gray, because I mean, you're not going to really see it once the light's on it. So again, we got what is this the front piece here. Just rotate this guy. Now you can see this one here is kind of backwards. You can fix that by using your scale tool. You can, you know, we can make it bigger and then kind of just reverse it. When it turns red, it's telling you that the UVs are backwards. Just a warning. But if you're doing it on purpose, I think it'll be okay. Not gonna hurt anything. Okay. There are the other side ones too. Let's get rid of those. There we go. And we just got one more part. We just gotta get this front piece in there, and we're all done with putting texture on here. We just take all these feet and just, you know, scale those guys all down and stick those in the gray too. And just got our last piece here. This last piece goes up here. Okay, that's good enough. Alright, so our box is textured. This little front piece I left gray, but I could easily go and change it back. I just don't really need to. This is kind of just a quick and dirty way of texturing. Normally when you want to do a UV layout, typically you lay out your UVs and then send them over to a texturing program. We're kind of going the opposite way, where we have texture and we're just trying to make our shells fit the texture and apply it that way. But this is the way you go through and texture your box, and looks okay from what I'm seeing here. Yep, that looks good. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next lesson. All right, bye.